Welcome to the Hometown Bluegrass Show, the heart and soul of bluegrass music, brought to you straight from Western Kentucky. Join your hosts Tim Batts, a passionate promoter of bluegrass and live music, and Josh Williams, 3-time IBMA Guitar Player of the Year and a true bluegrass legend. They talk about the latest bluegrass news, interview your favorite artists, and tell lighthearted stories that celebrate the bluegrass tradition. Josh even gives bluegrass music tips in every episode. So grab your banjo, pick up your guitar, and let's have some fun together. This is the Hometown Bluegrass Show.
All right, welcome to the home. We need to change that part, don't we?
What part?
The part about you giving bluegrass tips.
Oh, tips. That's not what I thought you said.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, man. Yeah. You're supposed to educate us on bluegrass tips.
Well, play it like this. Don't play it like this. There you go.
Yeah. The last time when you forgot the words, don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you forget the words.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's all
Well,
right.
welcome everybody to the Hometown Bluegrass Show. I am Tim Batts along with the man, Josh Williams.
You took a drink, right?
Yeah. Just hawked a loogie right there on the microphone. And
No, I tried to breathe Ale8.
oh, yeah, it doesn't work too good. Well, this is episode 58 of the Hometown Bluegrass Show.
58.
58, feel great, and we are trucking right along. Got a great show coming up for you. We have got lots of cool stuff going on, and also have the Burnett Sisters Band going to be with us a little bit later. I don't know how many of the band we're going to have, but there's 5 of them, and we'll see how many we get a hold of. So
I bet we have most of them.
yeah, I bet we do. I think we're going to try to have at least 4 out of the 5. So
Well, hey.
we'll see how that goes. But if you haven't checked out the Burnett Sisters Band, they are pretty extraordinary musicians and singers, and we're going to talk to them a little bit later and find out what's going on. So anyway, we're looking to broaden our horizons here on the Hometown Bluegrass Show, so we may add a few little things here and there. We'd love to hear what you think about it. We had the idea of maybe doing Josh has been in the business so long, he knows a lot of history and things that a lot of people don't know, and just kind of things like that. So I thought about maybe doing like a little history segment on here and see how that goes. And
Yeah, that'd be cool.
and then maybe even like a name that tune segment. I had that idea the other day. I thought, I wonder if I could stump you.
Probably.
Like play 5 seconds of a song and see if you can name that song. And
Ooh.
so we'll see how that goes. But we might just experiment tonight and see.
Yeah.
And if you suck at it, then may have to nix it. But you know so many freaking songs. I thought surely he can pick out these songs. So,
Well,
anyway,
yeah.
but-
I mean, will I be getting any clues?
Well, I don't know. That's what we got to figure out. We'd love to hear from our listeners. Go to our Facebook page, the Hometown Bluegrass Show, and let us know what you think. I mean, I don't know if we should do a clue. I think that would make it a lot easier for you. I think just hearing the song might be, a good way to start.
The thing is like, what part of the song is it going to be? I mean, is it going to be like the banjo kickoff to whatever,
Right.
or is it going to be,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if somebody's singing, it's going to be kind of easy to.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I might have to do some homework on it and find out. We'll just here for giggles and grins. Let's try it. Let's see. So, all right, here we go. Here's your. We'll just throw this out there. Here, this should be pretty easy for you. I'll play 5 seconds of this song and see if you can guess what it is. Here we go.
Highway Paved with Pain.
You got it, baby. I picked an easy one for you.
Yeah, that is.
That's
Yeah,
LRB there. I thought.
That's the very first track on Old Country Town.
Oh, yeah. So I thought, let me start with an easy
That's
one.
back when Sammy's still playing the Top Tension, man. That was the
yeah.
last LRB album that Tominski did.
Yeah, and he has a killer mustache, Sammy does.
Oh,
on
yeah,
his
man.
cover.
It still has a little bit of, his hair's about like mine.
Little sprigs here.
Yeah,
and
he's got the little sprigs here and there. So,
there. Yeah, but that's pretty cool. That's impressive, though, 5 seconds of that. Matter of fact, it only went 4 seconds before you nailed it. So, anyway, well, that might be something fun to do.
Yeah,
there.
we might could do that. That
try
would be
that
fun.
and see.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, speaking of the history lesson, what brought that up was I was on Facebook the other day, and some music historian had posted about the Bluegrass Hotel in Louisville. And it caught my attention because there was a picture of Tony, Sam Bush, J.D. Crowe, and
Curtis Birch.
Yeah, Curtis Birch, maybe Jerry Douglas. I can't remember who all was in the picture, but they were all standing there, I guess. And this was an old picture, like from the 70s, I think. But I was like, I've never even heard of this. So I started researching it. So I thought,
well, Dan Curry was in it because it was the Alliance, Bluegrass Alliance, was one of the bands that he helped at that time. Okay. The guy that owned that place, that he helped at that time. So that would have been at that time. That would have been, Dan Curry was one of the original members, I believe.
So was it a studio or was it just like a place they jammed?
I think it was a place they stayed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay. I could be wrong on that,
but I think Bluegrass Hotel.
I think he kind of helped them out when they didn't have a place to rest or whatever. Yeah. So, I think a lot of that had to do with it. But I don't know. I want to dig in on this too. I did see that article, and I didn't get the opportunity to dive into it like I wanted to. But I think we will. That might be a really cool thing to talk about.
Yeah, I think so too. If you have some inside scoop on the Bluegrass Hotel in Louisville and from back in the day, then shoot us a message on Facebook, and we'd love to hear. But we may start doing that little history segment on each show and see how that you're full of worthless information, so we'll try to get that out of you. So
worthless, useless knowledge.
Exactly. Oh man. Well, anyway, so you've been playing music this week. Have you played anywhere?
I played the Grand Ole Opry on Friday.
Man, that's becoming a pretty regular thing.
Even Rhonda said that. She said,
"She's like, I'm tired of seeing you, Josh."
No, she said, "You're gonna be like, semi-permanent." And I'm like, I'm okay with that. I like it.
Rhonda Vincent and the Rage and Josh.
Oh, look, it's him again.
Yeah.
Did
you play guitar?
No, I played banjo again. Yes.
Did you use your new Page capo?
I sure did.
Oh,
I did.
Well, Brian and Lisa will be so thrilled. I
happily used it. I used the classic on that one. Just we did 3 songs. We did. One was G, so therefore I didn't need it, Yeah. But the first 2 songs we did was in B, up where Terry Balcom used to live, at the 4th fret, and we played those, and luckily the first one was one that I've played literally with Rhonda since the first time I ever met her in 1999.
Which was what?
Which was Lonesome Wind Blues, because that is the opening track on her first Back to Bluegrass album, which was called Back Home Again. Mm-hmm. And so Lonesome Wind Blues was our opener. And back when I met her, I was actually playing fiddle for her. That's how I met her. Which I'd know who she was. I'd been around her a bunch, but never in a playing setting. I was just always like in the audience watching her perform and stuff with her family, Sally Mountain Show. And she needed a fiddle player for a festival in Eminence, Missouri in April of 99. So I had already taken the gig with Special C, but I was still, in school. I hadn't graduated yet. So I just happened to have that weekend that she was needing me off, because I was only doing, I think, 1 weekend a month maybe with Special C. Mm-hmm. And that weekend was not one of them. And so I drove out there and played fiddle for her. And that was, of course, the opening song, but I played fiddle on that one. So, but I've heard it all my life, just about, well, all my life, I say, the last 20-something years.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. Played that, and then we did Merle Haggard's Mama Tried, which was a single that we put out when I was in the band. In fact, I hadn't been back very long in the band when she released that. Mm-hmm. We had Sonny Osborne sing on that with us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that was also her first song that she sang as a member of the Grand Ole Opry.
Really?
Yeah. She and Dierks Bentley.
Wow.
So Dierks was the one that inducted her. Mm-hmm. And we did that. And then, of course, we did, the bluegrass classic, Crazy Love. by Poco, the Poco Mountain Boys.
Yeah.
So
Classic.
yeah, classic. So, but yeah, capo worked great, man. Banjo worked great. It stayed in tune. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Banjo stayed in tune.
Banjo stayed in tune. I couldn't believe it. At least it sounded like it to me. I mean,
close enough.
Who knows? But
Absolutely. Well,
does the banjo ever really stay in tune?
I think it fluctuates.
Was it ever in tune to begin with? That's what I want to know.
I'm not sure. What come first, out of tune or the banjo?
It's the dreaded B string is what it is. No, that's more of a guitar thing. But anyway,
I noticed our guests
cool.
tonight, the Burnett Sisters, are sponsored by Page Capo as well. So,
all right.
yeah, so we'll have to ask them about that.
Most definitely.
Hopefully they still are.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, sounds cool, man. You're always playing the Grand Ole Opry, and seems like every week. So
I'm okay with that, man.
I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. It's a hop, skip, and a jump
Matter
from
of
Marshall
fact,
County, Kentucky.
I'm going back in a couple of days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going back down to play with Rhonda.
Thursday night?
No, it's Tuesday night, actually.
So tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. So it'll be, is it Tuesday or Wednesday? What day is that? Anyway, I'm going to go with tomorrow.
Today's the Monday the 12th.
That way I will make sure I'm not late.
There you go.
Pretty sure it's the 13th.
Oh, okay.
So it would be tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we're doing a Loretta Lynn night.
Really?
Yes. So it'll be a country version of the Rage, I guess.
That's cool. You should play the Telecaster.
Probably not going to do that. I mean, I could, I guess, but man, I don't even want to go there. That's so much stuff to lug in there,
That's a lot of work.
I just want to carry my guitar in there and just stand in front of a microphone.
Right,
That's so much easier.
Exactly.
I don't get paid any more to lug in that
To lug all
other
that crap.
stuff.
Exactly. It's a lot of work playing electric guitar.
Yeah, it can be, man.
That's cool. Well, all right, man. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Josh got to get this guitar tuned up a little bit and play us a song here in a minute. And we're going to come back and talk to the Burnett Sisters after that. Do you have something else you need to add?
I don't. We talked earlier over that. You'll have to forgive us, actually, y'all, if we start belching or whatever during our show here, because Tim killed a pig and cooked it earlier, and it was fantastic. But we were talking about I couldn't remember if we had mentioned the passing of Ernie Sykes, and I think that we did. But as I'm looking over the May issue of the Bluegrass Unlimited that has Alison Krauss and Union Station on the cover with the words "They're back." Did you see that? Did you notice that?
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either till just now. Like, yeah. Anyway, they have a little tribute written up to Ernie in this, and it made me think that I couldn't remember for sure if we'd said anything about it because he died back in March, but Ernie was a really, really good dude and a good friend of mine. An outstanding singer and great musician as well. But when I really got to know Ernie, he was playing with my friend up in Long Island, Buddy Merriam. So he was, and Buddy and Ernie Sr. used to play music together quite a bit because they're both from Long Island initially, but Ernie was just a great dude, and he had a stroke a few years back, and it had left him to where he wasn't really able to play much anymore, but he was a great musician, an amazing bass player, upright and electric. Played electric bass in the group Live Wire, which was kind of almost a newgrass type of staple in bluegrass in the 80s / very early 90s. Live Wire was Ernie on bass and singing tenor, Scott Bestel on the banjo, Wayne Benson on the mandolin, and Robert playing guitar and singing lead. Robert, I can't believe it. Robert, I can't think of your name, and I'm so sorry. Robert Hale. Golly, sorry, Bob. Anyway, those guys were a great band, but Ernie was a country music connoisseur. if you will, and knew all these old obscure country songs and just sang the ever-loving dog out of them. And I'll never forget, we were playing somewhere together, but I was sitting on the front row watching these guys play, and Ernie was doing When the Grass Grows Over Me, the old George Jones song, and just absolutely killing it, just crushing it, And all at once, while he's singing, he does, on the tag, he does this real cool do-do-do, this thing on the bass that's like a 5/4, or 5/1 that we would call it, in the song. And I just hit my feet because it just moved me. It was so good. And I'll never forget that as long as I live. And we laughed about that afterwards, and he was like, I really appreciated the fact that you appreciated that 5/1, He
cool.
was just a great dude, man, and he's going to be missed. And I just wanted to say a little something else about him, because there's, this music community is as large as it is, it's pretty small, and you get to know these guys. That's what I love about this music, is you get to love the guys that you listen to, that kind of become your heroes in some senses, and you become friends with them, and it just, he was a good one. He was a really good dude, and he will be missed.
Absolutely. Well, we'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to play some guitar, so don't go nowhere.
Custom Automotive in Calvert City, Kentucky has been a family-operated business for over 50 years. When you call Custom Automotive, you'll talk to an experienced tire and wheel expert. They install wheels and tires on thousands of vehicles every year, in addition to their online sales. Stop by and thank them for supporting bluegrass music. Custom Automotive, Highway 62, Calvert City, Kentucky, 270-395-7611. Or visit them online at customautoonline.com.
Looking for expert insurance advice from a team that truly knows Western Kentucky? At Paducah Insurance Agency, we're more than just policies. We're your neighbors, helping you protect what matters most. With locations in Paducah and Benton, Kentucky, we offer home, auto, business, and life insurance with top carriers like Erie Insurance, all at competitive rates. Locally owned and committed to your peace of mind, Jared Morgan and his team are here to help. Call Paducah Insurance Agency today at 855-853-4763 or visit paducahinsurance.com. Paducah Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you trust.
Howdy, friends. I'm Banjo Ben Clark, and you're listening to my good buddies Tim Batts and Josh Williams on the Hometown Bluegrass Show. You've tuned in because you like valuable conversation about the world's best music. And if you want more good stuff like that, come on over to my website, banjobenclark.com, where you can learn how to play and purchase anything you might need when it comes to bluegrass-related instruments and accessories. My Gold Pick members over there can access hundreds of lessons for banjo, guitar, and mandolin, with all kinds of resources to help you move on down the road with your picking skills. And if you're looking to purchase something, the deals can't be beat at Banjo Ben's General Store. All there on the same website, banjobenclark.com. Now back to the show.
Thank you, Banjo Ben. We do appreciate him being a huge supporter of our podcast. And if you get a chance, go visit his website, banjobenclark.com. He does have tons of great stuff on there. Not only just great musical supplies from strings and just capos and
strings
and things, and but you can actually take online lessons, in just about any instrument that you want, and it's very valuable stuff. So if you do find something you want, be sure and use the promo code Hometown10 when you check out, and we'll save you 10% on your order, just for being a listener to our podcast. So thank you so much to Banjo Ben.
Do you think he does lessons on like washtub bass?
I don't know.
Or
we could text him and ask him.
juice harp?
Might. Man, I tried one of them one time about knock my front tooth out.
Really?
You talking about that metal thing?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. The old mouth organ.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch your teeth on that thing.
Yeah, no doubt. My granddaddy had one. Yeah, he showed me how to play, and I stuck it in my mouth. I was about to knock my tooth out.
I believe it.
Oh man. Oh, so what are you gonna play for us, buddy?
Oh, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding.
All right,
I actually do
back.
know.
Oh, you do know.
I do know. Oh, we'll be back. Don't be cutting me off yet, man. Yeah, I actually, for some reason, came up with the idea of doing this song. I haven't done it in many days, years maybe. But it's a fun song, and I learned it from Hot Rize. Thiele and I, when we were kids, we used to pick around on this song because we both loved it so much. And written by the late great Pete Goebel. And again, I don't have any idea why this song came into my mind, but I'm going to do it anyway. And it's a great song, little Irish type of song called Colleen Malone. It's been 10 years and 3 since I first went to sea, since I sailed from my Ireland and home, where the hills lush and green were a part of my dream, but I dreamed of my Colleen Malone. On the day I returned to my sorrow, I learned that the angels had called her away to a grave on a hill overlooking the mill, and that's the place where she's sleeping today. As the soft breezes blow through the meadow, I go past the mill with the moss-covered stone. Up the pathway I'd climb through the woods and the vines to be with my Colleen Malone. Faithful each day as I sailed far away. There was no one but me that she loved. And I remember those eyes, soft and blue as the skies, and her heart was as pure as a dove. As the soft breezes blow through the meadow, I go past the mill with the moss-covered stone. Up the pathway I'd climb through the woods and the vines to be with my Colleen Malone. All the years of my life I will not take a wife. I will live in this valley alone, planting flowers around in the soft, gentle ground that is holding my Colleen Malone. As the soft breezes blow through the meadow, I go past the mill with the moss-covered stone. Up the pathway I'd climb through the woods and the vines to be with my Colleen Malone. Up the pathway I'd climb through the woods and the vines to be with my Colleen Malone. friends and neighbors.
There you have it right there.
Thank you, music lovers.
What's the history of that song? You know that? Do you know much about that song?
About the song?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was written by Pete Goebel in probably the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that there's any truth to the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really don't know. I don't mean, I know.
I just heard it so, I've heard it forever, and I just didn't, I'd never really knew where it came from or who wrote it.
Well, I do know that, like I say, Pete Goebel, the famous bluegrass songwriter from up in Michigan, wrote it. And like I say, I learned it off of the final album that Hot Rize put out as a band, as the original band before their breakup, Mm-hmm. So it probably came out in maybe 95 or something like that. 94, 95.
That's cool.
If I had to guess.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But if there's any more to the story, I will find out and let you know.
That sounds good. Well, we're excited to talk to the Burnett Sisters Band here in just a minute. We got them on hold in the studio, and we're going to get back with them here in just a second. So we'll take another quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have a chat with the Burnett Sisters Band. So hang with us.
The Lake House Inn at Sled Creek has undergone complete renovation in 2023. Our outdoor space is unlike any other at Kentucky Lake. With 2 in-ground pools, 18 rooms, and 4 cabins, we're just a stone's throw away from Kentucky Dam. If you're looking to make memories with your family, this nostalgic inn is for you. Welcome to your lake house, where modern meets rustic and becomes home. Reserve online at lakehouseinn.com.
For over 50 years, Puckett's Jewelry in Benton, Kentucky has been a trusted choice for fine jewelry that will last a lifetime and help you celebrate life's most precious moments. The new owners, Bart and Hannah Lewis, are excited to continue the Puckett's Jewelry legacy in Marshall County and are proud to support bluegrass music. Puckett's Jewelry on the Square in Benton, Kentucky. Visit them online at puckettsjewelry.com.
Hey, this is Josh Williams for Page Capos. The Page Capo is lightweight, durable, and quickly attaches and allows you to change frets with ease. With controlled tension capabilities, Page Capo always stays in tune. But don't just take my word for it. Page Capos is also used by folks like Vince Gill, Ron Block, Tim O'Brien, Cody Kilby, Tommy Emanuel, and James Taylor. So don't trust just any capo. Use what the pros use. Listen to the Hometown Bluegrass Show podcast for your chance to win a Page Capo on every episode. Do what I do and trust Page Capos. Order online at pagecapo.com.
Well, welcome back to the Hometown Bluegrass Show. We do appreciate you listening. This is episode 58, and we are having a blast. Josh just played some Colleen Malone there on the guitar, using his McEwen guitar pick and his Page Capo. And so we
Yes,
appreciate
it's very true, actually.
Their sponsor. And speaking of Page Capo, if I'm not mistaken, our guest that we've got on the line right now might be sponsored by Page Capo. At least it says it on their website, the Burnett Sisters Band. Hey, are y'all there?
We're here.
All right. Yeah. So I see a Page Capo logo on your website. So do you guys use Page Capos too?
We do. We've used them for, our dad used them for probably, 10 years before we even knew about them. And then we were using them for a long time. I think we've always used Page.
Yeah.
And then we just got in contact and they set us up, and
that's awesome.
Now we're sponsored. Yeah.
That's
so
great.
We love them.
Yeah. They, Brian and Lisa are super people. They help us. They let us give away a free Page Capo in every episode of the podcast. And then I also do the Hometown Bluegrass Show radio show, which is on the bluegrassjamboree.com every Thursday morning. And they let me give away one on every there. So I give away 2 Page Capos every week on our show. So
wow.
Yeah. So we're excited. They do great work, and we're happy that they support us. So
I wonder if anybody gives away more of their product than you do.
I don't know.
You figure they probably wouldn't like that.
I know. I just give it away like candy.
Yeah, because
You get a page capo.
It means
you get
nothing.
A page
Yeah.
capo.
Everybody gets a page capo.
That's right. Oh, man.
These kids have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh, probably not. Oh,
That was an
funny.
old Oprah joke.
Yeah, no doubt. Well,
yeah.
so we have on the line Anissa and Gary and Sophia and Anelli.
Annalie, but close enough.
And how I say
Anelli?
it?
Do you say Anelli?
I'm redneck.
Yes, you are. It's Annalie.
Annalie. Oh, that is sophisticated. Annalie and Sophia and Anissa. Now I'm going to say them like that. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So anyway, but thank you guys. We're excited to have you. You mentioned your dad a while ago, and I know we talked about this before we went on the air, but the reason that we're talking now is because, and I just wanted to share this with everybody, but I live in Ballard County, Kentucky, which is the far western end of the state, and grew up and born and raised in a little town called Barlow, Kentucky. And that is where your dad was from, right? Born and raised?
Yep. He, I don't know. He spent a good while in Barlow, but his dad was in the Army, so they moved around a bunch.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
But he did spend a lot of time in Barlow for sure.
Yeah. That is so neat. Such a small world. I ran into a family friend of y'all's and just got to talking, and one thing led to another, and here you are on the world famous.
That blows my mind.
Isn't it?
It really does. I mean, nobody comes from Barlow.
I come from Barlow.
I rest my
Mike
case.
Burnett comes from Barlow.
Well, yeah, he's somebody.
Yeah, look what he produced. He produced these amazing, talented children. So, see, I haven't done anything, but it must be some
I'd
bluegrass.
say you're doing something right now.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I just thought that was the coolest thing.
That is very cool.
Yeah, it's so neat. So, but you guys all, do y'all all live in Boone, North Carolina now, or are y'all spread out?
Well, we three girls grew up in Boone. We actually are now all living in Johnson City, Tennessee, including
okay.
Geary.
Gotcha.
But we do go back to Boone pretty often, and we grew up. I probably lived 20 years in Boone until I moved to Johnson City. So Boone is our home place.
Yeah.
But we live in JC now.
Gotcha.
JC.
That's cool.
It's not a huge trip between the two, though, right? I mean,
No.
Hour,
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's close.
Well, that's not too bad at all.
I remember we'd always go through Johnson City to go to Wilkesboro. Is how I knew that. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you guys ever seen Josh Williams in concert? It's an amazing sight.
I have not.
You have not?
What part of Tennessee are you
feel
from,
like
Gary?
The furthest south point of Tennessee.
Yeah, I can hear a little southern. I think I hear a little eastern in there too. A little.
Yeah. So Gary's from what? London?
The state of England.
The state of England. Very nice.
So it's right along the southeast coast, near Dover. Have you ever heard of Dover? The White Cliffs of Dover.
Mm-hmm.
So I was from a little village about 20 minutes away from Dover.
Now he's not talking about Dover, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
This is a different Dover.
No.
This is what Dover, Tennessee was named after.
I got you. It's like Paris.
Yeah,
It's not
the original
Paris, France
Dover.
is Paris, Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, yes, exactly.
That's right. Well, that's awesome. So, how in the world did you end up playing bluegrass and meeting these Burnett girls?
Well, I grew up. My dad taught me a little bit of guitar when I was really young. Maybe started teaching me a few things when I was about 10 or 11, and then he got me onto Doc Watson, and I was starting learning, the Black Mountain Rag and all that stuff, and I got really, really heavily into Doc's playing. And then from there, I really got into Flatt and Scruggs and Bill Monroe and the Stanley Brothers, and really just into all of that old, the first generation bluegrass bands.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I've been playing for a long time, but then I only started playing really professionally. I came to to Johnson City about 2 years ago, and I joined up with Lincoln Hensley in the Tennessee Bluegrass Band about 2 years ago, and I now just play with the Burnett Sisters Band.
Wow, that's awesome. Now you sisters, y'all have been playing most of your life, right? As a band.
Yeah.
I hear crickets.
Pretty
I know. Literally, I hear crickets.
We were debating whether we should go turn that off or not.
No,
That's my
definitely
brain.
leave that on.
I have a sound effect.
Turn that off.
I can play crickets.
Okay, it's gone now.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so
I know, I forgot
awesome.
what we were talking about.
You guys have been playing since you were young
Oh
whippersnappers.
yeah, right. I think I was 4 when I started fiddle, and
Oh my
let's
goodness.
see. Sophia and Ani both started when they were 4 and 5. Obviously, all of us at different times, but
Yeah.
but yeah, we've been playing pretty much our entire lives.
Gotcha. It's Annalie, in case I don't know if you knew how to say that right or not.
Okay.
Are you there, Annalie?
I am.
Only or Annalie?
Only.
Annalie.
See, I had it right.
No, I was just asking.
Yeah. It's Henri.
Henri.
That's what it is.
That's great.
So now you're the youngest one, Annalie?
I am.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so so who's next? Who's Anissa's the middle?
Yeah. Oh, no. It's me, Sophia, and then Anissa.
I got you. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. So your dad grew up as a musician playing as well, or?
He played guitar pretty much his whole life. Of course, he played a lot of rock and roll and
Mhm.
other types of music, but he when we moved to Boone in 2000, I think it was 2001, he really got a taste for traditional music just because Boone is such
Right.
a good area for that. And so that was the first time he heard old time and bluegrass, and he was like, my kids are going to play this traditional mountain music. So he got us started kind of just from hearing it
Right.
from the area. So we were raised listening to, the old time stuff and local musicians who played old time and then traditional bluegrass. So that's kind of how we got started by our dad. He kind of influenced us there.
Well, it's funny you say that because, like, as I was reading through your website and stuff earlier, it actually kind of mentions that, if you had to assign a genre to the Burnett Sisters, you just really couldn't because you guys are so, diversified and have play different things from. I think it actually said, from might hear traditional bluegrass to George Jones or something like that, so I think that's so cool. So is that how you guys, if we come to a Burnett Sisters show, is that what you're going to hear? Is just a good mixture of stuff?
Yeah, you definitely hear a little bit of everything. Old time traditional music with flat footing and some bluegrass and some originals by Geary and country and western swing. I think that pretty much covers it.
Yeah,
gospel and
Well, I noticed I guess it's your latest single, Sorrow, Grief, and Pain. Is that your most recent one? Well, when I first time I heard that, which was actually a few months ago, it was it has that Spanish feel there in the beginning with that.
That's probably Marty Robbins rubbing off on me there a little bit.
There you go. Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
No, that's awesome. I heard it and I was like, "What? This ain't bluegrass."
I figured
And
I'd never heard a bluegrass western before.
Yeah, well, that's great. I mean, that's a really cool song. Where did that song come from?
I wrote that. When was that, Anita? Like a year ago now, maybe.
it was while we were in the Tennessee Bluegrass.
I wrote that one morning, and then we sat on it for a while, and then when we were going full time with the Burnett Sisters Band, we thought, hey, that's really cool if we could really put a lot of effort into recording that into a single, like a single that we were happy with. It would probably come out pretty cool, and so we did. We chose that one to record as our first sort of recording project as this lineup.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to play the intro for folks to hear this. This is so cool, so Josh can hear it.
Oh, I like it already.
Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Wait till it kicks in, though. and then it goes.
Nice.
Isn't that awesome?
I do like that.
That's so cool.
That's wicked tone on the gut string too, man. How'd you pull that off?
Well, that guitar is like that. Really, that's the only nylon string guitar we had available, and it was either that or nothing. So we just used it.
Really?
But I think it suited the
It
vibe.
sounds
so
great.
I didn't really, yeah, it's not exactly a $5,000 guitar. That's probably worth $100. Yeah.
Wow.
But it had the sound that we were going for, so we decided to use it.
Yeah, that's so cool.
awesome.
Reminds me of that cartoon Coco that when I first heard it.
Yeah.
I love that cartoon. Yeah. So cool. Now the guitar you play normally, I've admired that. What is that, a D18?
Yeah, it's a 1951 D18.
Yeah, I knew it'd been around a minute.
I love that thing.
That thing's been played. You can tell it's got
the look.
It's got the look, got the character, and definitely has the sound. That is nice.
Yeah, I love it. It's it just reminds me of old Doc Watson recordings, and that's who I aspire to be when I flat pick the guitar. So
right,
it's the best suit for me.
Absolutely. So what have you guys been up to? I mean, have you been playing a lot this year? I noticed your tour schedule on your website, looks like here in just a few weeks, the beginning of June kind of kicks in pretty heavy. Has it been kind of quiet so far? Have you guys already played a lot of shows or what?
We've been trying to stay pretty busy over this.
Winter.
Winter is always a little dead.
Yeah.
But about probably last month it started picking up again. Yeah. So we're trying to play about every weekend, but so next month we've got the Ireland, England, Canada tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see that.
So that'll be
the Commonwealth tour.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then I think we're heading back to England in July. So we're making a couple international trips and then some local stuff.
And the Farmer's Storehouse on Saturday, right? Sparta, Tennessee.
Sparta.
Lester Flat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's going to be fun.
Yeah. So was your banjo player live close by, or does he have to travel far, or what?
Well, we've been using a couple of different people lately, just while we're looking for a permanent player. The one we like to use a lot lives in Sevierville, so it's not too far from us, like an hour and 30 minutes from us.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
He's also from Kentucky, isn't he, Brady?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah.
Williamsburg.
We like him already.
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Yeah. He's a great guy and he's a great banjo player.
Do you know where in Kentucky is he from?
I think I'm going to get it wrong. It's not Williamsburg, is it?
I think it's Williamsburg.
Okay, it might be Williamsburg.
I'm sure that's around Lexington, I think, maybe.
I have no idea where that is.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Well, yeah, there's no reason why that would be in my head if it was.
No,
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's just a small town, right, Tony?
Yeah.
So, what do you guys do when you're not playing music? Do you anybody have regular jobs or hobbies? You grow tomatoes or what?
Well, right now, in this moment, Geary and I are in Downers Grove, Illinois, close to Chicago. We're fixing up the garden for our grandmother's house that we're renting out.
Oh,
so that's
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
We're not renting it out. We're renting it out. We're getting it ready for somebody else to rent
Gotcha.
out.
Right.
So that's that. But I have a part-time job at ETSU in Johnson City. I do marketing and public relations for the Bluegrass Old Time and Roots Music Studies program.
Oh, cool.
And I also teach old time fiddle and bass and bands over there.
Is that where Don Riggs used to work?
No.
Oh, he didn't?
No, that's Morehead State.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
No, this is ETSU. This is the program that was started by Jack Tottle back in the years ago. Kenny Chesney happened to go to that, be in that program.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
cool. There's been lots of bigger names coming out of the program. So that takes up my time during the week. And then Sophie and Ani are students.
Yeah.
Over there. And then Geary teaches private lessons throughout the week. So we've all got hands full with everything else and then playing on the weekends.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, Sophie, are you there?
I am.
Are you awake?
Yeah.
Have we bored you to tears?
No.
So how long you been playing the bass?
About 10 years now.
Oh, really? So now,
Yeah.
do all of you play just all the instruments, or do you just specialize in one, or what?
I wish.
Now, I know that I've
Everyone plays
seen
more than one.
Anissa. I know I've seen her play clawhammer banjo. I've seen her play. You were playing bass in that band, the Tennessee Bluegrass Band, right?
Yeah, I would say my two mains would be bass and fiddle, but I like to pick a little bit of clawhammer when I can. I think we all play a couple different instruments. I don't think any of us play mandolin solid except for Annalie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I'm still learning.
Oh, gotcha. So your job's safe, Annalie.
Yeah.
They're not getting rid of you, sis. You're stuck. Well, that's cool. Yeah, when June happens, you guys are all over the place, and looks like just kind of coming full circle back to North Carolina late June, and
Is that boomerang?
Yeah, boomerang.
yeah, like a big boomerang. And golly, I see you're going
Boomerang
to
to boomerang, yeah.
Wisconsin in August.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds right. They'll just tell you where to show up, Gary. So that's all you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works.
That's right.
It could be worse. At least you're not going to Alaska in January.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done that.
That sounds like something
I do not recommend it.
Lord have mercy.
It'd be a bit cold.
Yeah. Well, do you guys have any new music in the works, or anything coming out this year that you know of? Or?
Yeah, we just finished recording an album for Pine Castle Records that we just got the masters back, I think, like a couple of days ago. But I'm not. When are we going to be able to release that? Hopefully within like a month or two, right?
Yeah, they haven't given us a solid date.
Solid release
Right.
date yet, but all of the recording is done. 10 songs in the can. So we're really excited for both releasing a new single from that album and also just releasing that album so that people can hear it. We've got all kinds of stuff going on there with steel guitars and drums and banjos and and what else? Yeah, so a wide variety of stuff that kind of like how we represent ourselves at live shows,
Right.
but on an album.
Right.
Nice.
So how do you do that in your live shows? I mean, you just obviously, I guess you don't have steel guitar with you, but
No, at our live shows, we would just wish we had a steel guitar, but we don't. We bounce between genres, like, every other song.
yeah.
We'll play a George Jones song, and then we'll play a Bill Monroe song, and then we'll play a fiddle tune, old-time fiddle tune. Then we'll play a Bob Wills number. But on our live shows, we keep to the strict kind of bluegrass instrumentation, I guess you'd call it.
Right. Gotcha.
But we felt, because we're in the studio, and the studio isn't real life, some of those songs that we think suited the more country sound, we thought, why the heck shouldn't we get a steel player on there? So we did.
Absolutely.
And we're happy we did.
There's something.
I mean, the Osborne brothers had the steel on
Yes,
almost everything they did.
I was just fixing to say there's something
Drums.
beautiful about steel guitar and banjo, the combination of the two.
Yeah,
I've always found.
Yeah, there really is.
I
They complement each other really
yes,
well.
they really do. I grew up listening to Crow, with the steel guitar and stuff during his Whitley days. And the funny thing is he says ironically, he says we worked more during that time than we ever worked when he was carrying a steel player and drums with him all the time.
Oh, see, and he was playing live shows with it.
Yeah, just a brief time. I don't think it was a very long time. It was also the only time he owned a bus.
Well, it might be because it allows you to cross over into country venues.
Yes, exactly. And I think they were playing with Merle quite a bit then.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. I'm surprised more people nowadays don't do it, considering how much of an influence the Osborne brothers had on bluegrass music.
I know it.
But I've never seen anybody to pull a steel guitar out at a live bluegrass show.
Yeah.
Now pass.
I've done
But
it.
I mean, that's not.
I've done it.
Yeah, Josh has a lot of steel on his Modern Day Man album.
Well, I had we did a tour for a while. It was a very brief tour, but it was a tour nonetheless of a J.D. Crowe kind of tribute band, and we had Robbie Turner playing steel with us, who played for years with Waylon Jennings. So,
oh wow!
But he had all of the old. His dad was one of the like old steel player cats that was out and about in the country music world. So, I mean, he had all of the different, if you wanted to hear something, all I had to do was tell him, hey, on the original recording of this, Hal Rugg was the steel player. And he would sound just like Hal Rugg. And then I'd tell him, this one was Jernigan. And he'd sound like, he could do anything. He knows them all and respects them all enough to where he can really do it. But most of the people enjoyed it. There was a few that was didn't understand why I had a drummer and a steel player on stage with me. But
well, they don't need to understand it.
Grass holes.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good word for it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, the Lonesome River Band.
I love traditional bluegrass.
Their new album is full of Telecaster. They brought in electric guitar on their latest stuff, so that's
they've been kind of pushing the envelope on that kind of thing for years, though, because of Sammy's Telecaster skills. You know? Sammy's great tele player. So I remember seeing him come out on stage years ago with a Telecaster for Hobo Blues and maybe one or two other songs, and it was amazing to watch the old folks just get up. And, John Cowan always said, we've played to the slamming of lawn chairs for years, So, it was kind of that whole thing too, what Sammy was having to deal with for a little bit. But, if it's good, it's good. I don't care what anybody else says.
Yeah, exactly. And there's such a crossover. In this, all of this, the whatever you call American music, whether it's all where that has some of that kind of like blues, where like the melody is originated in the blues. Like a lot of these genres, like country has it, and bluegrass has it, and Western swing uses it. All of like harmonically, the music is also similar, and it's not like you're stuffing two genres together that really have no place being next to each other.
Right.
It's they complement each other very well. And you're right. If it's good, then it's good, and there's no arguing with it.
Absolutely. Well, you're always going to have those traditional bluegrassers who are, like Josh said, kind of grass holes. They're just, if you plug up an instrument, they're not going to like it regardless. So.
Well, I think they might. They're into it for the wrong reasons, and they're into it. They're not into it for the music to sound good necessarily. They're into it more as it being like a niche thing that they don't want it to be disturbed, and that's fine. But just stay at home and listen to your iTunes playlist of old bluegrass music. Then
right,
if that's what you want to do.
I used to have a CD. It was a live performance of Jim and Jesse, and they were traveling with electric bass back then. In fact, I think it might have been Jesse's boy that was playing it, but Ray Davis, who was a very famous bluegrass MC at that time, he as they're all bringing their stuff on stage, and he says, "Now we're getting ready for Jim and Jesse, and here's Jim and Jesse's electric bass. Let's all boo the electric bass. Boo!"
Oh man,
yeah, that happened.
What a shame.
Whoa.
That's terrible.
You don't disrespect Jim and Jesse like that. That's crazy.
I think Ray, for the most part, was kidding, but
I
don't think the rest of the audience knew that.
No. Oh, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's a bad move.
Yeah, it sure is.
That was also in the 70s, though, or maybe early 80s. So, that was a long time ago. It was a whole lifetime ago.
Yeah. That's like Dylan, going electric.
Yes.
People didn't like that either.
No, they didn't.
There's always, times have changed. There's always a few people that get a bit irate about it. But then, things calm down.
Ironically enough, from the guy that wrote the song, "The Times They Are A-Changin'." Huh.
Yeah, exactly. Who would have thought?
That's awesome. Well, you guys definitely put out some great music, and I can't wait to hear the new stuff coming out this summer, and look so forward to it. And I wish Ireland was a little bit closer to Ballard County, Kentucky, but I'm gonna have to find y'all on your tour somewhere and come visit for sure. So just heard lots of great things. So.
Yeah, we'd love that.
We'll just have to get them down this way for something.
I know it. Yeah,
Look in Calvert or something.
We do a little promoting around here and try to have some bands. So we need to have you guys come back to your daddy's old stomping grounds around here. So.
Yeah, I heard there was a festival down there. I don't know if that is accurate, but I don't know what it's called.
Josh and I serve on the board for the Jackson Purchase Bluegrass Association, and his dad started it back in the 90s, and we this is our third year to start to do a festival in Calvert City, Kentucky, right around Kentucky Lake area in Marshall County, where Josh lives and was born. And so it's called the River Folk Fest, and we're you know, I didn't know what I was doing. The city just kind of approached me about it and said, "Here's some money, make it happen." And so we kind of took off with it and went. So, but we had the Graskels the first couple of years and some other bands, and then this year we've got a good lineup. You know, Volume 5 and Caroline Owens and Ashley Graham, Dalton Harper, and so we got a few coming this year. And a new young band from they're from South Carolina, aren't they?
Yes.
Creekwater Collective.
Yes.
So yeah, we're trying that. So yeah, maybe in 2026 we can get you guys on the bill
That
for
would
that.
be awesome.
Yeah, we'd love
That'd be
that.
fun.
Yeah, we don't have any festivals in Barlow because there's only like 12 people in Barlow. So,
Right.
and so we got to go to the bigger cities. So.
That's right. That's right. Now you guys have another sister, correct? Kathleen, is that right? You guys have a sister named Kathleen? Yeah, and she's married to Colin,
That is
correct? Colin Ray.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Not the country Colin Ray,
yes.
but
the little bitty bluegrass guy.
yes.
He's a little fella, but man, he's a great singer.
Yeah, Colin's got a great voice. And they just started up. They're trying to kind of get back into the scene again.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm excited for them. They're recording an album right now, and they have some good musicians on it. So I think they're trying to get going again.
Great, that's awesome. I met Colin when he was still playing with Parker.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, so I can't remember where I met him at though. Where was that? Anyway, I'll figure it out at some point. But
yeah, you'll remember tonight while you're asleep.
I will.
Yep.
I will. That's part of getting old. You guys have something to look forward to.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you guys taking a few minutes to talk with us. I love your music, and I've been a fan for a while now. See you on YouTube. You guys do a great job of marketing your band, and so I just love your music, and I love your versatility. And I play your music on the radio show, and just definitely wanted to have you on the podcast, especially when I found out your dad's from Barlow. I just thought it's such a neat connection to have. So
it's a very small world.
It is.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, we appreciate you playing our music and for having us.
Oh, absolutely. We wanted to promote you. So just thank you so much to Gary and Anissa and Sophia and Annalie. I held my pinky out when I said that.
You did. I saw that. That was nice.
Are you still there, Annalie?
I am.
You haven't asked her how long she's been playing, have you?
How long you been playing, Annalie? Are you awake?
Is she still there?
I am.
They're on Eastern time, I think. So.
Oh, it's only 8:47
okay.
there. Bluegrass Standard Time. That's only about 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the evening, maybe.
Western Kentucky's on God's time on Central Time here, so. So I'm sorry, Annalie. Go ahead.
You're fine. I've been playing fiddle. I was playing since I was like 4 years old. Mandolin.
Man, they start you guys early. Golly.
Yeah. Mandolin I probably learned around like 10 or 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw a video of you burning something up on the mandolin not that long ago, and I'm trying to think of what it was. Was it a Thiele tune or something? What was it? It was
I'm not sure.
Oh man, it was good though.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It was good. I'll have to look
Probably
it up.
on your Instagram.
Yeah, Adam Steppy breaks and stuff.
Yeah. She gives mandolin lessons, Josh, if you want to.
Yeah, I may need to.
Yeah.
I'll look
brush
into
up
that.
on your mandolin
Actually.
skills there. That's right. So, well, thanks again, guys. I appreciate y'all so much putting up with our crazy shenanigans, and we just love promoting good music, but mostly just good people, and you guys fall into both of those categories. So, thank you so much.
Oh, thanks.
Tell people how they can find you online so they can look you up.
Okay, we have our website, which is Burnett Sisters Band.com, and then all of our social media should be at the Burnett Sisters Band. So I think that covers everything. We've got a YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, and is that it?
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go check out their new video with their new single. So it's just great stuff. Sorrow, Grief, and Pain, their latest single there.
Oh, I found it. It was that Steffi break on that barn dance, number 6 barn dance. That's what it was. That Jimmy Van Cleef tune.
Oh.
the one that Jimmy wrote in order to make Adam have to use his pinky to play it, and then he starts this whole solo and just rips it up and never uses his pinky at all.
In the Mountain Heart days?
Yes.
In the Mountain Heart days. Yeah. That's cool.
That's what it was. It was just like, oh my gosh. That's great.
Yeah, that's so cool. All right, y'all. Have a great night. Have a great tour this summer, and we can't wait to hear new stuff from you, and just appreciate you doing what you do. So thank you so much.
Thanks so much for being with us.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Tim and Josh. We appreciate it.
All right, y'all. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, so cool to talk to them. Neat. That's a neat family.
Yeah, very nice young ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Gary.
And he could probably be a real jerk and still make you think he's a gentleman with that accent. You know?
The accent. I mean, I just think people are so intelligent when they even sound like he may be dumber than a rock. I don't know, but man.
He probably thinks we're dumber than rocks.
I guarantee it does. He's like, whoa, these Kentucky boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, man, when you talk like that, man, I'm gonna give you attention because you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway, I wish I could talk like that. But.
Yeah, I'm like Ricky Skaggs on the Live in Japan album where he says, I ain't got that kind of talk.
That's right. I just ain't got it, man.
Yeah, I ain't got that kind of talk.
They don't do that in Marlow, Kentucky. That's right.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, but good stuff. Good stuff. Good interview and good people. So if you get a chance, go check them out at the Burnett Sisters Band all over social media. They got great YouTube presence and really cool stuff. So
yeah, their whole online presence is great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good show, man. We've bored these people long enough, so we'll let them get back to whatever they were doing.
That's probably a good thing to do.
That's probably it. So we love y'all. Thank you for listening. Go check us out on Facebook at the Hometown Bluegrass Show. We want to hear from you. If you have a song you want to hear Josh do, if you have just a wonderful comment about how great we are, we'd love to hear that as well.
Absolutely. So, if you got some that aren't so good comments, keep those to yourselves.
That's right. Or send those to Josh's personal page or something. But thanks to McEwen Guitar Picks and Banjo Ben and Paige Capo and all of our great sponsors. Stay tuned for your chance to win a free McEwen Guitar Pick and Paige Capo in every episode. So we appreciate you so much. And always remember, if you got time to breathe,
you got time for music, especially bluegrass.
Well, folks, that's a wrap for this episode of the Hometown Bluegrass Show with Tim and Josh. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and follow us on Facebook to stay connected to your bluegrass community. Got a question for us? A story to share? Or an artist we should feature? Drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. You can find all the details at timbats.com. Thanks for listening to the Hometown Bluegrass Show, where the heart of bluegrass music lives. This has been a Bats Music and Media production.